In this session, we will discuss about evacuated tube and compound parabolic collectors. As these collectors offer lot of challenges, there are a lot of project opportunities also at the UG as well as PG level. Those project opportunities also we will discuss in the course of coverage. Now, having been discussed flat plate collector and losses, we already know the directions in which a flat plate collector loses heat. So in this session we will begin with the losses and then to overcome those losses, how alternate designs of low temperature non-concentrating collectors evolved. Now as you see here, this is a cross section of a flat plate collector. A flat plate collector loses heat from top, to the side and to the bottom. These are called top loss, bottom loss and side loss. So the total loss is the summation of all these losses. Now we have seen in our previous presentations and while solving the examples, we came across the top loss coefficient, and then the top loss accounts for 80 to 85% of the total loss in FPC. For example, in the last numerical, the top loss has come out to be 4.5 watt per meter square Kelvin. Out of that, 4.1 or 4.2 watt per meter square Kelvin is the top loss. So top loss is a major loss in a flat plate collector, which accounts for 80 to 85% of the total loss. So presence, now how we have calculated these losses? We have calculated, so the top loss involves convective heat transfer from this flat plate, convective heat transfer from the receiver plate to the cover, and then convective heat transfer from cover to ambient, and then radiative heat losses from cover plate to cover and cover to ambient. So there is a convective heat loss coefficient involved in this. This convective heat loss is due to the air presence in between this cover and the plate. So presence of air in this is called annular space. Now the presence of air in the annular space between absorber and cover is a major contributor of this loss. If somehow with some technology we could maintain no air condition like vacuum, if we maintain vacuum here, then this convective loss would drastically be reduced and the top loss would be reduced. But in flat plate collector of this configuration, how to maintain the vacuum? We have to seal these ends, and we have to make the entire structure of the flat plate collector sealed. And okay, at the time of manufacturing we can seal the entire box of flat plate collector. But how to maintain that vacuum over the period of its operation? It is indeed difficult to maintain that vacuum. So technologically it is very difficult to maintain a vacuum in the annular space. So evacuated flat plate collectors is not a practical solution to this. Now if somehow but vacuum has to be maintained, then the loss would be drastically reduced. That fact is known to us. Now one technological solution is to provide a tubular configuration for the absorber cover assembly. Like we can say here, suppose this is a tube, riser tube or absorber tube. Now if somehow instead of this flat we could provide a glass envelope over here and then maintain vacuum in that, then that would be possible. Now such configurations are very popular. Such configurations have come into the market, and those are called evacuated tube collectors. So first version or first of many types of this evacuated tube collector is heat pipe based evacuated tube collector. So before we learn about this, let us see what is this heat pipe. Heat pipe is basically a very good conductor of heat by way of heat transfer due to change in phase. It is nothing but a pipe we can say. Heat pipe can be seen as a pipe in which some fluid like methanol or phase change material, we can say methanol, toluene, or low boiling point and low boiling point fluid is filled in, and this tube is sealed. Now this pipe is sealed. The operation of heat pipe is as like this. Suppose heat is supplied at the end of this pipe. So heat is received by the pipe here. So here the fluid, say methanol, it gets evaporated. So this becomes the evaporating section. So in evaporating section, the heat pipe fluid receives the heat and it is evaporated, and the vapors, due to change in density, they move upwards. And when they move to this end, they condense, and while condensing they give heat to this section. So this section is called condensing section, and this cycle continues as long as we supply heat to this end. So now how they become, heat pipes operate as a very good conductors of heat. So how this statement can be supported? We can see here that here at this section, the heat pipe is in a fluid state, liquid state. Okay. As it gets heated, it becomes vapor, and then as the vapor passes on here, the vapor transmit the heats across the wall, and the coefficient film heat transfer coefficient for vapors is almost 1000 times more as compared to the liquid transferring heat across the section. So if we compare methanol liquid transferring heat or receiving heat across the line and across this wall, then suppose, for example, we can say H is the convective heat transfer coefficient here. Now methanol, while after receiving heat, gets converted into vapor, and then this vapor travels to the top, and then this vapor now is transferring heat across the wall. Now what would be the heat transfer coefficient here? It would be at least more than 500 times in case of vapor. So this ability is made use of, this capability or this characteristic of phase change material is made use of in heat pipe building. Now if somehow instead of absorbing heat at this point, if you provide a metal tip here, heat will be transferred to this fin and the metal tip here. Now if you provide a heat absorbing environment here, then it will absorb the heat and the process will continue. The process of heat transfer will continue. So this is a general operation of heat pipes. So it is a very good, it operates as a very good conductor of heat. Now let us come back to our discussion of evacuated tube. Now this is a plated heat pipe, we can say. So this is a heat pipe structure, and then on the side of the heat pipe there are two fins or absorber plates provided, which are blackened, and the entire assembly is embedded into a tube, glass tube we can say, and this glass tube is evacuated. So no air is present in between this. Now here this is a glass material and this is a metallic heat pipe. The material of the heat pipe is metal. Here there is a sealing. Now this heat pipe is exposed to the solar radiation, and the heat pipe receives heat. The absorbers receive heat and they transfer heat to the pipe here, and then the fluid becomes hot in the evaporating section, and then from evaporating section the fluid rises and then it transfers the heat to this metal tip, and fluid flowing. Now this metal tip is inserted into a manifold. So fluid flows across the metal tip and it absorbs or it receives the heat from the metal tip, and then the cycle and the fluid here is condensed and then again goes back, and the cycle continues here, and the fluid goes on, continues to receive heat, and heat is received by this fluid. So this is a heat pipe based evacuated tube collector. Now there are project opportunities at UG and PG level in this heat pipe. The very first thing is just building or fabricating this heat pipe and conducting experiment is a very good project. Another, modeling and experimental work is another project. Here the students can proceed with. And then third challenging project is that you can see here, this is a glass tube. Okay, and this glass tube is in contact with the metal tube here. Now this metal tube is hot, it is receiving heat and it is rejecting heat. So there is a thermal coefficient of expansion here. Due to this tube heat pipe is expanding and contracting. Now this is a glass to metal seal. So integrity of the glass to metal seal is very difficult to maintain. So over a period of time, what happens in the fields, if these type of heat pipes are installed, then over a period of time leakage starts, and then the effective heat transfer from the plate to the heat pipe is reduced, and the efficiency of this evacuated tube heat pipe is reduced. So this is a challenging research project. So those who really want to pursue their PG project or say UG project or even PhD, there is a great opportunity, technological challenge as how to provide the glass to metal sealing to this evacuated tube heat pipe collector. Okay, and then modeling, how to model the heat transfer analysis, how to model the working, thermal working of this heat pipe, and then further heat analysis, what would be the overall heat loss coefficient from this assembly and all. So these heat pipes are still they are not popular because of two reasons. One, as I mentioned here, because of their effectiveness in operation and effectiveness in getting the sealing of glass to metal. Another, their cost is high. However, the temperatures achieved by this heat pipe based evacuated tube collector is of the order of 160-170 degrees Celsius. So in getting the high temperature, these heat pipes, solar heat pipes we can say, are very effective. So this is one version of evacuated tube collector with heat pipe. Now this problem of sealing is prevented in a second version here. So what is here? It is a double walled evacuated tube. So now this tube is evacuated itself. Now there is no evacuation involved. So this surface, now absorber surface is the inner surface of this evacuated tube. So in between there is a evacuation. Okay, and this evacuated tube, the heat pipe is inserted. So there is no question of sealing there. However, what happens due to this annular space, the heat transfer coefficient is less here. So the effectiveness of these type of collectors is less. The temperature obtained is less as compared to these type of heat pipe based collector, because here evacuation is effectively maintained and absorber plates are also provided. So here the temperature obtained, maximum temperature obtained is of the order of say 110-120 degrees Celsius in these type of double walled evacuated tube with heat pipe. Now if we at the time of inserting this heat pipe into the evacuated tube, aluminum spacers are provided. So to maintain, to avoid the physical contact of heat pipe with the inner wall of the tube, because this heat pipe should not touch, this is being a long and slender structure, this can touch to the glass wall, and these glass walls are very delicate, evacuated tube walls are very delicate. So to avoid that, aluminum spacers are provided. So this is second version of evacuated tube collector with double walled, with heat pipe with double walled evacuated tube. Another version which again avoids the glass to metal sealing is this. This is double walled evacuated tube with U-tube heat removal system. Now here, instead of heat pipe is not used here, U-tube absorber is used. So now we can see here, this is a double walled evacuated tube. So this is a double walled evacuated tube, and then in the evacuated tube, a U-tube absorber, this may be a copper tube which is welded to a plate. So this assembly is inserted, and then like this number of tubes are arranged in a row in a collector. Now this inlet and outlet tubes are connected to a header, and then header takes the water. Header supplies cold water and it takes out the separate header takes out the hot water. You can provide either a separate header or a common header for inlet and outlet. Now this flat metal fin absorbs the energy and then it transfers it to the absorber. Okay, so the cross section of this type of evacuated tube collector is this. This is a double walled evacuated tube, and then two tubes, inlet and outlet tubes, are provided, which are mounted on a copper fin or maybe metallic fin. Now here there is a great opportunity to work in this type of evacuated tube collectors because these are not costly. These are very practical from the point of view of fabrication. Now the students are advised to go for these type of projects. At least 5 UG projects can be completed in this type of U-tube heat removal system. Which are the projects? The first project is modeling of this type of system in a solar flat plate collector for process heating. Now you must be wondering that what is the use of these type of collectors. As we already know, flat plate collectors, the maximum temperature attained may be 75 to 80 degrees Celsius. But in evacuated tube, all type of evacuated tube collectors, the temperature may go to 90 or even above 90 degrees Celsius. So in these type of collectors, sometimes you get low temperature steam of 110, 120 degrees Celsius. So these type of collectors offer a great prospect for industrial process heating rather than domestic water heating. So there is a great scope for development of these type of collectors for industrial process heating. So the analysis, heat transfer analysis, is not available here. So heat transfer analysis is just some investigators have presented the heat transfer analysis, but that is not proven as the FPC heat transfer analysis is proven. So there is a project opportunity of modeling such type of evacuated tubes. Then experimental work, you can build one such tube, you can build one such absorber, and then undertake experimental work. Third project possible is just go for heat transfer analysis. Like what is the overall heat loss coefficient? What is the top loss coefficient? And then at what rate? If we change the diameter of the tube, if we change the spacing of the tube, what will happen to heat transfer analysis? So you can arrive at the optimum combination of this heat transfer analysis. So you can do, there is a scope for optimization in this configuration. Now why I am emphasizing this type of collector particularly? Why particularly this type of double walled evacuated tube with U-tube heat removal system? Because we can see that these U-tubes are not manufactured in India, but these U-tube evacuated U-tubes are ready-made available for import. So this part is ready-made available. So you have the designer has to do, just insert this absorber and then provide an assembly. So this becomes a very cost-effective solar water heating system, which will generate the temperature of the order of 90 degrees Celsius. So this type of collector offers a very great perspective for industrial process heating. That's why I am repeatedly enhancing a proper development through projects of this collector. So those who want to work, they can contact me. I will be happy to guide as many projects in this field, or rather in evacuated tube field, as possible. So students are encouraged to take this project as their BTech project, MTech project, or diploma project. They can always contact me. So this is the email ID which each slide flashes here. So you can contact me and then we can have a further discussion. Now another version which is much popular, this is the most popular version of evacuated tube collector. So this is just a glass tube, inner glass tube, outer glass tube. Inner glass tube and outer glass tube are manufactured by blowing simultaneously. So this is a single structure. Now this tube is singularly inserted in a hot or cold water tank. Okay. Now cold water goes down here and then it receives the heat, solar heat on its surface, and then water becomes hot, it becomes lighter, it rises and then starts moving along the top wall, and then it enters the tank here. And the cold water, which is comparatively heavy, which moves down along the slope and then again it becomes hot. So this cycle goes on. There is a mixed convection, there is a mixed flow. Okay, so then here again there is a project opportunity. What is the heat transfer analysis? What type of heat transfer coefficient prevails here? So there is a great scope. This is a complex heat transfer phenomena. So we can model this. So there is a scope for modeling in these type of evacuated tube collectors. For residential systems, these type of collectors are very popular. You might have seen these type of systems on many households. One disadvantage of before going for disadvantage, let us enumerate the advantages of this evacuated water in glass evacuated tube absorber. They are cost effective. Previously, when these evacuated tubes were not available, they were not having cost effectiveness. But nowadays, lot of imported evacuated glass tubes are available. So these systems have economy of scale has made these systems less costly. So these are affordable. Means for a single family of 5 requires 100 liters of hot water per day at say 55 to 60 degrees Celsius. This requirement can be met with a flat plate collector of 2 meter square area. Now 2 meter square area flat plate, a single flat plate collector plus 125 liters of hot water tank, insulated hot water tank, it costs you about 20 to 22,000 rupees. As against the same quantity of hot water you will get in say 16,000 rupees if you use evacuated tube collector. So these are very cost effective, therefore they are very popular in residential things. However, they have certain advantage. These glass tubes are very delicate in structure. Okay, even a heavy leaf of a tree, due to heavy wind, if it falls on this structure or on this tube breaks. And if a crack appears in a single tube, then the entire system, suppose 100 tubes you arrange in a row, then the entire system has to be brought down. And then you have to check for the fault here. So delicacy of the tubes is a drawback of this. Another thing is that you suppose the requirement of hot water is say 10,000 liters per day. So large hot water requirements, these systems are not suitable because it is inconvenient to arrange the number of tubes in a row. So it becomes extremely long. Otherwise you have to provide the headers. If you provide the headers, then again there is a question of heat loss over the headers, because the hot water has to flow through the headers and then it has to go to the hot water tank. So these are some another disadvantage which is in this which we come across in this evacuated tube is that they cannot sustain high pressure water. Suppose this cold water comes into the tank here at a height. Suppose this water tank you install here at say 2 meter, 3 meter, 4 meter height, then 4 meter height will create 4 kg per cm square of pressure in water. So this 4 kg per cm square of internal pressure, these tubes cannot sustain. So these there must be pressure reducing valve. Pressure reducing valve is needed between the cold water tank and the tubes. So again, being delicate things, they cannot used for robust industrial requirements or robust industrial systems. However, for residential purpose, they are very popular. Now, as regards the efficiency of these type of collectors, water in glass evacuated tube collectors, see the entire structure is glass. Glass is considered a non-metal and non-metals don't have very good thermal conductivity. So naturally, when we talk of FR tau alpha and FRUL, FR tau alpha is the collector efficiency factor of any collector, and then FRUL is the loss coefficient of the factor. Now, in case of these evacuated tube absorbers, FR tau alpha is less. The efficiency of collection is less because the temperature attained is less. Okay, so the efficiency, the overall efficiency of these evacuated tube collectors is less. But as the temperature is less, their loss coefficient is also less. So FRUL is also less. So as compared to flat plate collector, the efficiency of evacuated tube collector is less. However, the loss coefficient of evacuated tube collector as compared to FPC is less. So then this trade-off comes into picture. Now practically what happens, the reduction in the value of loss coefficient is so drastic in evacuated tube collector that the overall temperature performance and overall overall efficiency performance of the evacuated tube collector becomes better than the flat plate collector. So evacuated tube collectors they often perform better than the flat plate collector. Now many a times these tubes are arranged in rows. Now in between the rows the solar energy incident in the gap is wasted. Now nowadays the practice is to provide a plain reflector like aluminium. Okay, so if you provide an aluminium reflector here, then the solar energy falling or incident on this gap also can be made use of. So it is re-reflected on the tube and the efficiency of the ETC module increases. So sometimes plain diffuse reflectors are used, sometimes curved reflectors are used. If you provide these type of curves of anodized aluminum sheet, then the reflection is directed on the tube instead of going in a diffuse direction. So these two practices will definitely increase the effectiveness of evacuated tube collector. So some practical installation, you can see here the practical installation. So these are the tubes which are arranged. This is the evacuated tube system and these are the tubes which are arranged in a row, and this is a bottom header. There is no water moving here, so it is just for the support. Now this is a tank. Okay, so you can see the length of the tank. For 200 liters per day, we can this evacuated tube system of this size can provide you 200 liters of water per day at 80 to 85 degrees Celsius maximum. Now you can see the configuration or the structure of the hot water tube, hot water tank to be provided. So for 200 liters, this is the length of the tank. Okay, so imagine if it is 1000 liters per day, what would be the length and how it would be awkward to handle such type of structure in practical cases. Now, as we discussed before, these are the evacuated tubes which are using heat pipes. So these evacuated tube heat pipe systems, they are installed at Solar Energy Center, Gwalpahari, Gurgaon. The temperature attained is of the order of say 110-120 degrees Celsius, and this hot water is used to drive a vapor absorption refrigeration system used for air conditioning of the building here. So this is one practical installation of heat pipe based evacuated tube system installed at Delhi. So this is about evacuated tube system. Another non-concentrating, or you can say non-tracking stationary type of collector which is popular and which is becoming popular day by day is compound parabolic collector. Compound parabolic collectors consist of two parabolic reflectors. So you can see this is a parabolic reflector. These parabolic reflectors are can be made up of anodized aluminum sheet. Nowadays anodized aluminum sheets are available with a reflectivity of say 95%. So very good anodized aluminum sheet are available which are flexible again. So you can make a parabolic profile of reflector like this. So this is a left side parabolic reflector and this is a right side parabolic reflector. Solar energy enters, solar energy is incident on these surfaces and then it is concentrated on this absorber. Here the absorber may be a tube or maybe a rectangular tank or whichever configuration which is convenient. Now here, if the solar radiation is incident on this surface here, then the focus of this right side parabolic reflector is here and the focus of left side parabolic reflector is here. So whatever radiation or all the radiations following on this are falling in this area. So the entire reflection falling on these two reflectors is received on this flat absorber. Now the angle you can say here the angle between the center line and the extreme edge is called the half acceptance angle. Actually, the full acceptance angle is this. Theta is this. Full acceptance angle. Full acceptance angle means, the physical meaning of full acceptance angle is that, suppose you place the compound parabolic collector in this manner and then sun is at this position. Now solar energy, when sun is before this point, radiation will not be incident on this. Okay, so radiation will not fall on the absorber. So the line extending on this is the threshold of the sun. Now when sun starts moving on this side, then the radiation will be incident on the absorber. Now it starts from this point and then sun moves towards this direction, and then this is a limiting direction. Again, when the sun is here and then when it moves back, when it moves further, it will cease to give energy on this absorber. So in a way, this becomes the limiting angle over which this collector absorbs the solar radiation. So this angle, that's why it's called the acceptance angle. And this theta, half of this is theta c, is the half of the acceptance angle. Half of the acceptance angle is related to the area concentration ratio of the compound parabolic collectors. Okay, so this is a flat type of absorber. This again offers an opportunity to undertake research and projects in the compound parabolic collectors. Now various absorber types of compound parabolic collectors is like this. This is a bifacial collector, you can see. Bifacial absorber. So here the absorber is here bifacial, on this face also, on this face. It is embedded in the, it is merged into the reflector. Now here this is a wedge type of absorber. So it is provided in a triangular fashion, so tubular structure. And here it's a tube type of, a tube is provided at the focus and tubular type of structure. So each structure can be experimentally, can be fabricated and experimentally checked. So there are many opportunities to undertake research and to undertake projects in these compound parabolic trough collectors. So this is one practical installation of compound parabolic reflector which was imported from in my lab. So this is that's how it looks. So compound parabolic reflector looks like a flat plate collector from distance. Okay, so you can see the tubes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and many tubes are here. And this is a hot water tank. And then water is supplied from the other connection, and then this is water is circulated. It goes down here and it is circulated and it is collected here. So this is water enters from this end and water goes out from this end. Now the temperature attained by this type of collector is 130 degrees Celsius. So the collector is so effective that it generated low pressure steam in say 1 hour of time. So it is very suitable for industrial application. This is a closed loop, or this is a close up of the evacuated type of collector. So you can see here the reflectors, and here at the focus there is a tube. Same thing is clear here. So this part is a anodized aluminum sheet which works as a reflector, and at the center there is a tube. This is a U tube. These tubes accommodate U tube type of absorber, which we have seen in our first discussion. So these type of absorbers are embedded into these collectors. So the efficiency of this collector is also very high, of the order of 72%. So this offers a very good prospect. This offers a very good prospect for industrial process heating. The only thing is that we have to develop these type of collectors indigenously, because these type of imported collectors are very costly. Say you can see that these type of collectors, say 1.2 meter by say 2 meter, or 1 meter by 2 meter collector, it costs you 45,000 rupees, which is very costly. So the challenge before us Indian engineers is to develop these type of collectors for industrial process heating. So with this we will stop our discussion of evacuated tube collectors and continue in the next lecture the discussion of testing of low temperature collectors as per Bureau of Indian Standards. Thank you.